Hey guys, it's Shyna, and today I'm going to be doing a face mask and telling you guys a story time. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys the story time of when your girl Shy got stood up. Yeah, y'all. This guy stood me up. How does he have the nerve? The nerve of him. Basically, I'm gonna be putting on this face mask and then like a whole treatment. I'm gonna try this. It's the Tatcha, the deep cleanse with rice water, and this is the water cream. I'm gonna put that on after I wash my face with this. After I do this mask. So yeah, let's get started. This is gonna be fun. Guys, I miss you guys so much. Like, there's so much I have to tell y'all. Like, what bro, there's so much I have to tell y'all. It's not even funny. So let's start. Okay, how does it start? Okay, so I have a best friend, and we're gonna call her by what I call her. Her name is Leanie to me. That's not her real name, but Leanie, for watching this, I love you. She moved. Okay, so I met her in one place, and then she moved. Right, so she moved to this specific area. You know, it's a different type of boys out there where she lives, you know. So I guess she let this one boy fall on her spam, and she did this thing on her spam, and it was like, oh, like post my, you know. I was like, oh, post me, Leanie, period. She was like, okay. So she didn't say okay, she just did it. So she posted me, you know, the memories we had. She posted that, and then this guy DM'd her, was like, oh, is she like Ethiopian? And she's like, no. And then he was like, is she single? And then she was like, yeah. He was like, okay, put me on. She was like, okay, hold up. So she texted me. And then she sent me the guy who DM'd her about me being Ethiopian. And she was like, oh, like, you should follow him. The dude. And we're going to call him, what are we going to call him? Should we call him, we're going to call him Bagel. I want to say his name so bad because I don't like him because of what he did to me, but whatever. I'll say he's related to a Nick character, and just do what you want with that information, okay? A Nick kid show character. Let me stop. So I followed him, and then he DM'd me. He was like, oh, like, what's up? I was like, oh, like, so I looked at him and I was like, he's ugly. And I showed him to my mom, and she was like, oh, he's not bad, Shyna, like, you're mean. So let me describe him to you, because I hate when people do story times and don't describe them. Like, let me think about what he looked like. How do I describe this dude though? Like, it's kind of hard to describe him. He was Hispanic, right? And like, he was really skinny. So he was skinny. He was really hairy. He had a beard, a mustache, so he looked way older than he was. He was 18. I was 16. I met him before he turned 18 though. This all happened, I'm gonna give you a timeline. This all happened, I think like March. This all happened in March. Okay. So he had a beard, mustache, and glasses. He wears glasses, and he was not that cute. He kind of looked like, I don't know, like, he looks like a nerd, but he like was not a nerd at all. He had a nerdy look, you know? Like, you're not trying to make fun of nobody, but like, he had a nerdy look to him, you know? Like, that's how he looked. Sorry. You know, I was like, he's not cute. Not because of how he was dressed or anything, because he was dressed nice. He wears like designer and everything. You know, he dressed nice, but his face wasn't cute to me. So he DM'd me. He was like, oh, like, you cute. What's your snap? So I gave him my snap. He added me on Snap. He would text me sometimes. I wouldn't text him back because he will always try to be like nasty. You know, guys, that is such a turn off. Like, that is the biggest turn off. He would be like, oh, like, your boobs. Because y'all know I have a really big chest area. So he'd be like, oh, like, your girls are big. And I was like, yeah, that's disgusting. Stop talking to me. You know, I'd be like, ew, you're annoying. I wouldn't reply to him at all. He was one of those dudes, you know, those dudes who like text you and like you don't reply, and it's like they're texting themselves. That's how he would do. Like, he would slide up my pictures texting himself. I was like, that is such a turn off. So then his birthday come, and I comment on his picture on my happy birthday. So I posted a picture, right? And he slid up. He was like, oh, you cute. I was like, thank you. And he left me on open, and I was like, oh, we leaving people on open now? He was like, oh, you always leave me on delivered, you never even be open to my stuff. I was like, you don't got my number? I don't know why I was like giving him my number. Like, that was stupid, but I was like, you don't got my number? He was like, nah, like, I'm like, here's my number, like, text me. I don't know why I gave him my number in May. It was quarantine, y'all. I was bored, so I was like, let me just get my number. And then we started talking, right? And I started to like him. But before that even happened, like, he was like trying to be nasty again, you know, like, oh, your boobs and so bad. I was like, listen, if you keep doing that, I'm gonna stop talking to you, because like, it's a turn off. He was like, okay, I'll stop. And he really did stop. Like, that never like came back, you know? Like, he really stopped that. And I was like, oh, like, okay, I like that. You know, he really listened to me. And he was never like that again with me because I told him that was so corny. June 1st when I gave him my number. So he wasted my entire summer from June 1st to August like 29th. We'll get to that. June was great, but I was in a different state. I was in Boston, Massachusetts. Y'all know that's where I'm from, period. So I was in Boston. I go to Boston every summer. And he, you know, he was cute. He was cute, you know. He made me laugh. He was one of those dudes who always had memes. You know, he would always send me memes and stuff. He was funny as heck. But, one day he posted, I'm gonna like tell y'all like major like little events he did that like me and my friends like was so turned off by, because I was telling my friend, like my one specific friend, about what would go on, and she'd be like, oh nah, and I'll insert screenshots. Will I insert screenshots? I might insert. Yes, I will insert screenshots because they're funny. So I think in like July, we was going good. So I was like, oh yeah, like if you was my boyfriend, I would buy you stuff, obviously, but I would want it in return. So I'm like stupid, you know, I'm saying this out of the kindness of my heart, and this dude's taking it as a gold digger, because he was mad, like freaking, yeah, he was mad stingy with his money. And that was like one of the things that turned me off too, because he was so stingy with his money. It wasn't like cute stingy, like, oh babe, I'm saving up for a car. No, he was just stingy for no reason. I was like, yo, like this dude's whack for this. I was like the first turn off, because one time he wanted to buy the new Madden, right? And he was 18, he was older than me. He had a job before, but he quit his job because of COVID, and he wanted a different one. So he was like, oh babe, like you gonna give me Madden? I was like, if you're my boyfriend, yeah. He was like, haha, da-da-da. I was like, yeah. So like a couple days passed, he's like, oh, you gonna get it for me, babe? It's $50. I was like, oh, that's nothing. So he asked me again one day. I'll try to insert the screenshot. Yeah, I'll try to insert it. And I was like, no, like I can't right now. I'm in a different state, you know. And I'm like, I don't have like I can't do that. You know, I can't like give you that money right now for that, you know. And he was like, somebody's down bad. And I showed that to my friend, and she was like, are you kidding me? Did he really say that? She's like, stop talking to him. I'm stupid. I'm like, no, like, he was just playing. But think about that, like, I'm down bad. Aren't you the one asking a 16-year-old for money? Yeah. He was 18, I was 16. Like, you're asking me for money. I know I said I would get my boyfriend stuff, but you wasn't even my boyfriend for you to, like, get me stuff. I mean, for me to get you stuff. I'm like, what? I should be asking him for freaking money for Sephora or something. Okay, the next situation, my favorite situation, it makes me laugh so much, like every time I think about it. So he has like 900 something followers, right, on Instagram. He lived in the city that my friend lived in. I didn't live there. So I didn't know anybody. Like, she knew more people than I did. Yeah, he screenshotted somebody's Instagram story and put it on his Snap. He was like, oh, this is mad funny, like, da-da-da. I was like, oh, wait, like, I want to see who this is, because it was a girl. I was like, oh, let me go look at her thing. Yo, while I go look at her thing, he in the comments. What? Liking all her pictures in the comments. By this time, I asked him, I was like, okay, if a dude asked me, because dudes kept asking me because I'm pretty, period. He needs to know that. So dudes kept asking me, you got a boyfriend? Like, I want your Snap, I want your number. I was like, I don't know. So I asked him, I was like, oh, like, you know, if somebody asked me if I got a boyfriend, what do I say? He was like, tell me you got a boyfriend, like, you mine. I was like, okay, cool. So, you know, with that mindset, I'm thinking, oh, we both not talking to other people. He and this chick comments. I'm like, what? You know this girl's comments? So I freaking screenshotted. Yeah, I did. Yeah. I screenshotted it and I sent it to him. I was like, oh, what's this? He sent me like a meme kind of thing. I'm gonna insert it because it's the most stupidest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It was like, oh, just because I comment on people's pictures don't mean I like them. It's Instagram. It's social media. We supposed to be social. I was like, I'm done with this boy. Like, what? So I texted him. I was like, oh, like, if you wanted to be single, that's all you had to say. Like, if you wanted to be single, you wanted to show these chicks that you were single, it worked. Like, don't ever talk to me again. You're a thought. I'm over here being loyal to you, telling the dudes I got a boy. Like, I'm talking to somebody, and you over here commenting under ugly girls' pictures, because I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, but that chick was not cute. So I'm like, you under ugly girls' comments? Like, this is embarrassing me, because I'm telling people you're my boo. And they're over here, and you're over here in girls' comments. He commented the same thing he commented under mine, under hers. So I was like, yo, like, I feel so, like, not important, you know. Like, I felt like, wow, like, I felt embarrassed, you know. That's the word. I felt embarrassed because I'm telling people, well, I got mad hair in this mess. I'm over here telling people that you're mine, and, you know, da-da-da, and you over here talking to other people, commenting on other posts. And that's the only girl I saw. But you know, if he did that, he was definitely doing it to other girls. I was like, I'm good. He was like, oh, I'm sorry. Da-da-da. He was trying to apologize. So then he kept calling me. I didn't answer. I was ignoring him. And then one day I was at my grandma's house because I was still in Boston. I was like, let's talk about this. Because I talked to my cousin about it, and she was like, oh, like, you know, boys are boys. You know, you shouldn't, like, be that offended that he's like, follows other girls, you know, like, you can't help it. I was like, that's not what I'm mad at. He was in her comments. She was like, I understand. You could talk to him about that. Like, don't be at other girls' comments. Because I swear, y'all, if he just liked her picture, I wouldn't have cared, you know. I'd be liking dude's pictures. What? He was in her comments, and he commented the same thing he commented under my picture, you know. So I'm like, oh, it's like that, you know. And so I'm talking to him at my grandma's house. He like, oh, like, I'm sorry. Like, I even told I told my friends about you and da-da-da. Like, you know, I told everybody about you. I'm sorry. Like, I'm like, if you want to be with other girls, if you want to be single, like, do it. I remember I was crying. I was on the phone like, if you want to be with other girls, because I've been like, ew, this is so ugly. I was like, I've been only talking to you. Like, he was like, man, I don't want to be with nobody but you, Mo. Ew, he's like one of those, like, DMV boys. You know, he talk like them. He was like, I only want somebody but you, Mo, and da-da-da. And he was like, you're the only girl I want. I was like, if you want to be single, go ahead. Like, I'm giving you a free pass right now. Do it. He's like, I don't want to be with nobody else. I want to be with you. That's it. And he was like, I even told my friends know about you. All my friends know about you. All the girlfriends know about you and everything. I was like, okay, you sure? I kept asking him if he's sure, because if he wants to be a thought, I'm going to let you be a thought, but just X me out your life. You know what I'm saying? So he like, yeah, like, I only want you. Like, stop playing. I'm like, all right. No, we got over that. My friends is like, nah. My friends don't like him, especially that one friend I was talking to that whole summer. She was like, no, girl, like, do not get back with him. I was like, I'm gonna give him one last chance. So I came back to Virginia. My mom's like, oh, okay, we're gonna go to the beach right before school starts, right? You guys should get this. Like, it works really well. And it looking feels good, y'all. It's like a minty kind of like feel. This is the part that everybody's waiting for. This is the title. Yeah. I think, babe, like, I'm gonna go to Ocean City the ending of summer. Do you want to come? He's like, yeah, like, that'll be so fun, babe. Like, yeah, let me come. So I'm like, oh, for sure, like, you can come, but my mom wants to meet you first and make sure, you know, everything's fine. He's like, oh, okay, that's perfectly fine. Da-da-da. He had just gotten a job. I was so proud of him. It's not really that important, but it is kind of, because he was like, he's getting money, and he has money saved up. The week before, he said he had money saved up. He's like, oh, I got like $2,000 down for a car, and I got some more too. I was like, don't tell, I was like, don't tell people like all the money you got. He was like, oh, I got more, but that's just how much I'm putting towards the car he's getting. All right, let me get back to what I was talking about, because this part makes me angry. Sorry. I'll get back to that in a second. Remember, he has money, or so he said. So keep in mind, I'm 16 still. He's 18. He lived about 30 to 40 minutes away from me. And his mom, I don't really know. He never really talked to her about me. He said he doesn't like talking to his mom about girls, because like what happened the last time. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't really care. I'm not last time, so I don't care. He's suggesting days for us to meet. Is Thursday good? Friday good? Da, da, da. He's like, yeah, like those days is good, but I work that day, so not that day. Oh, this day's good. Oh, I gotta work this day. So I'm like, okay. So we agree on like a Sunday or something like that. Either Sunday or like a Monday or something like that. Like at the beginning of the week or like the ending of the week. Like between those days. I feel like from Friday to Monday. Either one of those days or something like that. Or Wednesday. I don't really remember what day, to be honest. It was August. So I had just got my hair straightened too. And here's the most embarrassing part. So my mom was like, okay, so Shyna, we're about to go meet him. And she's like, I'm gonna tell your dad. I'm like, I never told my dad about a boy before. In my life. So I'm like, I'm nervous, but I really like this boy. But honestly, y'all, I knew I wasn't gonna be with him. I knew I wasn't. But she was like, I'm gonna tell your dad. I'm like, you know, whatever. Like, I'm about to go take him to the beach. You know, let me tell my dad. So she called him while we're on the way to go meet. I haven't said his name in like this whole time. What did I name him again? Bagel. So she called my dad. She was like, okay, Shyna's been talking to this dude named Bagel the whole summer, and we're finally about to go meet him. I'll let you know how it goes. She's been talking to him online. He lived 30 minutes away. He's 18. He's just graduated. My dad was like, oh, okay. You know, he didn't really care that much. I mean, he cared because it was me. He was like, what? So then we drive all the way to the 30 to 40 minute destination. And I'm like, okay, babe, I'm at a nail shop. I was like, should I get my nails done while I wait for you? Because he was doing something with his mom. And he was like, yeah, like, get your nails done and I'll be there, like, while you're done. So I'm getting my nails done, right? I'm getting my toes done. And the ladies didn't know that I wanted my nails done. I'm like, how do you not know that? Whatever. So I'm doing my toes. They're doing my toes and I'm texting him and stuff. And then he was like, I think I'll insert, like, the screenshots. He was like, my mom's not rocking. I was like, what? He was like, she don't like the fact that you're 16. I was like, why did you say that then? Like, if you knew she was like, you know, like, preference about age, then why would you say I'm 16? Like, I'm about to be 7. Tell him I'm about to be 17 in like 2 months. Because I was. So I was like, tell her, like, he was like, I already told her you're 16. So I was like, tell her I'm about to be 17. He was like, she don't care. So I'm like, what am I going to do? He was like, and she not let me go to the beach with y'all. I'm like, okay, but did you tell her, like, what? Like, I'm confused. Like, try to get her to take you to this freaking nail salon, to this Domino's. He was like, I can't. So then he went back home. They was out and they went back home. So then he's back home. I'm like, I'm near you. You know, it's not like I'm like, I'm near you. You can't find a ride to me. He's like, I'm asking all my friends and they can't. They're all busy. They're all either working or they're just busy with stuff. I'm like, I'm near you. You can't take an Uber? He like, nah, like, I can't take an Uber. I'm like, you work and you got $2,000 and like you got money left over. You know, if it's your girl coming to see you, you're not gonna like, what? You're telling me that you're not gonna even try? He was like, man, I wish. Like, I'm sorry my mom's not like yours. And that was the last text he ever sent me because I've never replied to that text. Because I was like, is this dude crazy? I'm over here all this way to meet him and he doesn't come? Bro, what? Does he really think I'm gonna speak to him again? He was sadly mistaken. I'm never speaking to him again. He's tried to talk to me again. He commented on my birthday post last November and I didn't reply. He deleted the comment after a while because he knew that was stupid. Why would you even like do that? You know, what was the point? You knew I wasn't gonna answer. You know, I feel like he knew I wasn't gonna reply, but he just wanted to try it. No, I don't miss you and I do not want you back. What he did was messed up. He should have known what his mom was like thinking from the jump, you know? And I was telling him, like, I was like, my mom is okay with me meeting you. Like, and my dad. So it's like, your mom shouldn't worry. I'm with my mom. Your mom can meet my mom. He was like, nah, she don't want to. Like, she don't care. Da, da, da. In a way, I understand, you know, like, because, you know, you might not want your son meeting with this underage girl, but I'm with my mom. You know, my mom's condoning this, you know? So it was stupid. Like, it was honestly really stupid. That whole situation was really dumb. He was like rude and he thought it was cute rude, but it was like corny rude. So I'm glad I don't talk to him anymore. Yeah, so that's the story of how I got stood up. Yeah, y'all, fun, right? So yeah, he was whack. He was stingy with his money. He was like a thought, clearly talking to other chicks. Wow, he told me I couldn't talk to other guys. He was just funny, not in a good way. He was like goofy. So yeah, I'm so glad I don't talk to him anymore. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to come back with more videos. I just thought of more story times to tell y'all because they're gonna be so freaking funny. I have so much to tell y'all, and I have so many updates to like tell y'all about like certain topics and everything. What the heck is up my hair? I don't know. It's like in this ugly bun. I have so many things to tell y'all, so many updates for y'all. But thank you so much for watching. I love you all so much. I will be back soon. Happy 2020. Happy New Year's. I love you. I just realized that I literally didn't use these. I forgot. So, sorry, I got too carried away with the story to even do that.